been joined by Matt Preston, who's one of the hosts of Australian Masterchef. So you've come all the way, Matt, from down under to be here at Wimbledon. Are you enjoying your day?
I love it, yeah. Seeing Andy walk out as kind of the returning champion was special, exciting. I've seen Andy play a few times in Australia, and he's always kind of a quixotic player, isn't he? You know, brilliant one moment and then kind of perplexing the next. But no, it was great. And then I'm also here to see the Roger Novas, hang out with them, because they're like my favourite tennis players ever. They're kind of they're like a pair of Bond villainesses, those two. They're kind of hardcore Russian. I suspect they probably got in their tennis shoes a little knife that pops out when they click the heels together. They're great. And then I'll go and see Katie Delacqua as well, who's playing on court 8 in a minute.
Of course, your cousin, she's about to be on court. In fact, I think she's in progress. We'll talk about that in a minute. But just lovely to talk to someone who was actually on centre court when Andy Murray walked out and opened, really, the 2014 championship. So I was watching from our studio, and we really got the sense of there was just something special going on, and you could see that it meant something to him. How was it to be there on court?
Yeah, I think the overwhelming sensation was a sense of relief. That, you know, how many years have, you know, Wimbledon fans come here hoping that Roger Taylor's going to win, hoping that, you know, the Buster Mottman's going to win, hoping that something's going to happen, something magical. And this year they don't have to hope because it happened last year. And I think that was an amazing sense of, there was kind of a sense of relief, there was a sense of pride. And when he won that first point, there was a more sense of relief that it wasn't going to all go terribly wrong and it was going to be like Spain dunking out the World Cup.
And so your cousin is Katie Delacqua. What a fantastic story.
A very distant cousin. You know, my sister used to be a tennis journalist for the Sun and for the Glasgow Herald, and discovered in an interview that we both had this kind of relationship going back to Kalgoorlie, which is a rough, tough mining town in Western Australia. So now she's cousin Kate and I'm cousin Matt, which is kind of cute.
Now let's talk about the Aussies. Sam Stosur has crashed out of Wimbledon today, but Bernard Tomic is through. Marinko Matosevic is through. What do you make of the Aussie talent we've got this year at Wimbledon?
Yeah, it's a tough one this year. I don't. You know what it is? I feel it's a bit like the Australians at the World Cup this year. That kind of there's some great talent coming through, but we just have to wait for it to flower. And I'm not sure that it'll be this year. We'll always see one player. There's that kind of Australian grit and determination that comes through, and you always see one player have a bit of a flurry. But I think we're still, you know, with Sam out, we're still a wee bit off. I mean, Tomic on form is devastating. I've seen him play a few times, but, you know, so much is up here.
Well, we need another Leighton Hewitt, don't we, to come out of Australia. He's still in it, though. He's playing tomorrow. Just try and describe to us how big a star Leighton is back home.
Married to a soap star. It's like the Kim Kardashian Kanye West wedding, really, in Australia. But I think there's more to it than that. I think the thing with Leighton is that there's a very Australian, that determination we talked about, that never going to give up. And you think of all those Davis Cup wins when he's 3 sets down, it's 5-2. He's got serve against him, and then he turns around and wins. So that for an Australian to see someone guts out a win like that is somehow way more powerful than the straight three sets win like that. And I think that's why we love Leighton so much. He just doesn't give up ever, and he looks like he's never going to.
It's lovely to talk to you about tennis, Matt, but seeing as you normally cover the Australian Masterchef, tell me what the best thing you've eaten at Wimbledon is today.
I had some strawberries, they were nice. That was about it. I don't know. I was in the players' area assessing the food, and I think probably we need to bring some Australian chefs next year to cater for the Australian team. You know, the way the Australian cricketers did when they came out to Australia, they brought a team of crack chefs with them to make sure they had their eggs and beans when they wanted them. We probably need the same thing here. No, look, you know, you don't come to the tennis. You make your own sandwiches and you have your thermos, and that's what you do at Wimbledon.
And just lastly, what's the best dish to have come out of Australian Masterchef?
Oh, that's a really hard question. 548 episodes, on average 5,000, 6,000 dishes probably. Probably the best dish we've ever had is a dish called Drunken and Bruised, which is kind of an Asian dish that was sweet and salty and sour and crunchy and creamy all at the same time. It was kind of like your dream junk food all in one place.
Wow, sounds good. We might have to get ourselves down under to try that. We'll wait and see. Matt, thank you very much for joining us.